Thank you, Chairman Mass. It's a privilege to serve on this committee with you and Ranking Member Meeks. It's also an honor to be here for my first Foreign Affairs Committee hearing. I am looking forward to working alongside each and every one of you in a bipartisan manner in support of U.S. interests. Unfortunately, right now, we are seeing a partisan attack on USAID, one of the most effective tools of American leadership and our national security. By gutting this agency, President Trump is not just turning his back on our global commitments. He's undermining American interests and our security. And he is causing unnecessary deaths. If President Trump can get away with gutting USAID, he can do it anywhere. That means that no part of the federal government, including programs like Medicare and Social Security and Medicaid, will be safe from this administration. The president and the majority conference in this House are fostering opposition to vital government programs by mischaracterizing diversity efforts and using it as a Trojan horse to gut programs that all Americans rely on. This hearing is titled USAID Betrayal, but let's be clear, the real betrayal is that Donald Trump promised to lower costs facing families, but instead is pursuing policies that threaten American jobs and increase costs for workers. Foreign aid is not a charity. It's an investment in stability, security, global health, economic security, American leadership, and American jobs. USAID buys food from farmers in Delaware to help prevent famine and conflict abroad. USAID funds over $1 million of critical research at the University of Delaware on both energy and poultry production. USAID collaborates with Delaware's businesses to expand agriculture in places like Ukraine. These cuts, this effort to decimate USAID, doesn't just hurt people in distant countries, it hurts Delawareans. And so my first question for you, Mr. Natsios, I want to talk about everyone's favorite topic. It may have come up already, egg prices. One reason for rising costs is the spread of bird flu. Yet this administration has stopped monitoring bird flu in 49 countries, increasing the risk of it spreading to the U.S. and decimating our poultry industry, a cornerstone of Delaware's economy. With USAID halting its efforts on bird flu, I'm curious what you believe could be the impact on egg prices and also, of course, the health of Americans.
Well, I have said before that I think the 80 USAID missions that used to exist are our frontline defense for infectious disease generally, and I'm now convinced by Dr. Yoho that we should add in animal disease, zoonotic diseases, not that have jumped to humans, although that's a huge problem, but just that are in the animal kingdom because it affects our domesticated population of animals in the United States, whose food supply is critical to our health in the United States. So, and I might add to the developing world as well. We have had some very successful programs over the years to eliminate these zoonotic diseases in Africa and Central America, Mexico, and I think we should revive those. I know when Bush was president that they monitored all birds dying in Alaska because there's billions of birds, and we used to test them for virus. No, I didn't, but I think USDA tested them for viruses to see if bird flu was in the flocks, and then try to take action. So I think early warning systems in all areas are extremely important so we can do preparedness work to protect the American people. But we also, at the same time, be protecting people in the developing world, too.
That's right. One quick question, because we've heard commentary about, quote, fringe programs at USAID. You acknowledge that there are programs at USAID now that you might not have approved in the past. I think we've already seen that there have been most gross mischaracterizations of programs, that there have been outright mistruths said about USAID programs right now, and that many of the sort of most outrageous things that we're hearing turn out not to be accurate. And you led, and I'm running out of time, but you led USAID when Pepfar was created under President Bush. I'm curious if you believe that there are elements of Pepfar which have saved 25 million lives globally, that there are elements of Pepfar that could be mischaracterized and sound a bit outrageous?
I suppose there are. I actually wanted to include more local input into how they structured and how we structured the program in each country, because it's very standardized. And I'm not into central standardization in aid programs. I'm a decentralist. I guess I'm a federalist, you'd say, and I believe all development is local, and that we should allow the countries more discretion as to how we structure the Pepfar program. But I lost that battle 25 years ago, 23 years ago. If it were reauthorized, I'd add a lot more local discretion in terms of structuring the program.
Representative's time has expired.